So this is Fitzwater Street. It's also Fabric Row. This is 4th Street and Fitzwater. And I see Fitz on 4th, or F4. Figure out what F4 is on the keyboard. Tapas and cocktails. But what I think of is if someone has a fit. So if someone is provoked heavily and has a fit on the street and they snap out, other people sort of get their rocks off on it a little too much. And this area would play into that. It is sort of that kind of neighborhood. I was on the other side of the street, but there's a cat cafe a block back on this side of the street. I think it's still there. And, you know, you can go in and eat with the cats. Was it? This wasn't it. No, this is... Okay. She was using a vape on Fulton. They used to have a sign for a deaf kid who used to live in this area here. By now that person's probably an adult, moved on. I took care of someone's dog in that little enclave there. Hanson, I think it's like Hanson something or other. There's a whole conspiracy with that because I'll tell it really quick. Good uncomfortable. I was taking care of someone's schnauzer many years ago when they lived at the Bentley, which is in Rittenhouse Square area, on 16th and Spruce. So anyway, they left, moved out of the city, and then they returned and they moved to Fulton and 4th Street in an enclave called like Hanson Court or whatever. And they had a different dog walker because they were way down here. This is ages ago. And all of a sudden I get a text or a call saying, by any chance, can you do an overnight for Rudy, like Rudy Giuliani or whatever. And his name was always Rudy. And, you know, can you take him overnight? So I was able to take him over to my apartment overnight. I didn't stay in their house. And I returned Rudy like the next day. So anyway, within the same 24-hour period, a guy drove up from Baltimore, Maryland to Brooklyn to 4th and Fulton, Hanson Place. All of these same street names came into play as if maps were like reflected in other cities. And he came into the Atlantic Station or something like that, and shot the four police officers, was it? In Brooklyn. And it became a huge issue. Was de Blasio the guy, the mayor, or whatever? It's a bunch of birds in here. Little bird tree. Anyway, for some reason the news came up and I was compelled to look at the map, and I was like, 4th and Fulton, I just took care of a dog for the first time in like 2.5-3 years, and they normally wouldn't use me because they were so far away, but 4th and Fulton. And anyway, the street names and the mapping of the area we just passed with Hanson Place, 4th and Fulton, is very similar to this area where 4 police officers were shot in Brooklyn, New York City. So it kind of got me wondering about maps and planned communities, orchestrated activity, and so forth and so on. I also would notice that in many cities, neighborhoods are often around 12th Street of a major city, like in Miami, New York, So Miami, you can see the birdcage as a movie. But anyway, 12th Street here, 12th Street is like the center of the neighborhood in Philadelphia. Greenwich Village, 12th Street in New York City. San Francisco, it's close enough. Austin, Texas. And it's not like the neighborhood's all the way on like a 5th Street. It's always on like a 12th Street, 12, 13, 14, in that area. And I started wondering why they would do that, or how high up does it go that certain communities are planned down to which street they're going to be on. I wouldn't think that. I would just think, oh, where's the neighborhood in New York? I wouldn't even realize it was on the same exact street, the heart of it, as Philadelphia. So in a way, people are categorized by location. So location is everything. Location, location, location. So we're coming down here. I decided to walk through a different neighborhood in Philadelphia this morning, get a walk in early. So I thought about running because I kind of need to keep in shape, just because I don't have yoga like I used to. Anyway, here we go. So I can hear, oh, there's a guy throwing newspapers over here, and it's timed with coming up here to this, which says, take this journey with me. I'm wondering how often it goes off. See how well that was timed? Because I was startled for a second, because I was like, did a box fall off the steps behind me that I just, of a house that I just passed? But I'm kind of curious, what triggers this to go into action? Do you have to press a button? Or? So there's a rose. It's like Beauty and the Beast. There's a rose and a blue door, and that's what I thought of here at 5:34. I don't know what makes the voice activate on that thing. It's not motion detectable or whatever. But anyway, here we are. A lot of people already have, well, I guess I'm saying already, in my mind it's not, but it's Halloween time already. I have a million people who look like that here in Philadelphia, just a certain look, like just